Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is LarryWBrooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. You can follow me on Instagram and message me directly at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, DM me on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here this Thursday with you, just like it is each and every week. And I want to thank my co-host sitting in with me on episode 152.
Yes.
Live from the Sphere Podcast Studios, man. Known the world over as not only Mr. Pure Hustle, not only the Texas Real Estate King. We talking about a successful real estate broker, a multi-time author, and a serial entrepreneur. Sitting in with us at the Prime Real Estate Network this Thursday is Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man. I always love the cheers, man. I always get, it's my warm moment. My warm moment around 12-something every Thursday. That's one of my warm moments when that comes through. But things good, man. I can't complain at all, Rick. Things have been exciting, and
always appreciative. We rocking and rolling with episode 153. So Let's go.
Hey, this week was a really challenging week as far as logistically travel, getting back in town and getting everything set up for this week's episode. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your birthday celebration.
Yeah.
Everything you had going last weekend, man.
Yeah.
And the
and
love
then,
that
you
was
want to share a little bit of yours as well now, but so I ended up going down to Vegas.
Right.
And eating good, man. went to that spot they call Mr. Chow and got me some duck.
Yeah, Doug and Mr. Chow.
Yeah. Then I went to some other place that's real popular. I can't remember the name of it. That was the only one I can remember the name of. Because everybody was making a big deal out of that one.
See, now you're going to talk about Mr. Chow, but see, we all know that it was Big Fight Weekend in Vegas.
It was Big Fight Weekend.
So what was the energy and the atmosphere like as far as Big Fight Weekend in Vegas? Because I haven't had a chance to enjoy that in a while.
Oh, man, it was great, man. You know how it is. It was a nice crowd. Everybody was rocking and rolling. It was from what everyone else says, it was a good fight. To me, I just watched one person get beat up the whole time. But, I'm just saying, that's my personal view of it. But everybody said it was a good fight. I've seen better.
No, I mean, and you mentioned that I had a chance to travel. We
Tell me about that.
We both share birthdays in the first week of October. So
yes, indeed, Libra season.
Absolutely, Libra season. Big shout out to all the Libras out there still holding it down. Mm-hmm. But I had a chance to visit Mexico.
Yeah.
Areas of Mexico, Ensenada, some of the wine vineyards, some of the tequila farms down in Mexico, man. It was an opportunity for me to take advantage and experience some things I hadn't experienced.
No doubt about it.
So big shout out to everyone down there in Mexico, man. They did a great job. The hospitality was second to none. So I want to thank everybody at the El Cielo Resort. Yeah. Big plug for them. They're an outstanding spot, man. Everybody there was more than courteous and more than hospitable. So it's always good to make it back from vacation, even though the airports was crazy. But we won't talk about that.
It didn't get back. Because everybody seen on the news. That's what they saw. Last night I had an opportunity of hosting a mixer over at 5015. Shout out to Kim within the mix, and that's an alumni of the Prime Real Estate Network.
Absolutely, big shot.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Damon with A Few Good Men, T Light with A Few Good Men. Hosted an event over there with the Pure Hustle brand, so it was a good event, good turnout. It's amazing on how people enjoy networking and just really getting back to fellowshipping. And so that Wednesday night that they're doing over there at Bar 5015 is a good look for sure.
But see, something that you didn't have opportunity to talk about on the podcast that I'm sure a lot of people that follow the show have been noticing are the pop-up shops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've been a lot more visible with the pop-up shops. I know you were over at the SFA Sam game for Battle of the Piney Woods. You did your thing last night. So just talk about how important it is for you to have these pop-up shops to bring brand awareness to Pure Hustle and also still be out in the community.
And that's exactly what it is, man, because I'm going to be out. So now it's more or less about me giving everyone else an opportunity to be a part of the brand before we put the big celebrity or the person that's going to move the brand from, where we're doing a decent price for the tees to where them tees going to be $125. So all I'm saying is that right now, being a part of the brand, being a member of the brand awareness family, you know what I mean, that'll be more appreciative than when we do knock it out the ballpark and we got the heavy hitters rocking and rolling it. So, but those days are coming.
But it's cool when you can support local brands.
That's the idea,
especially here in Houston, Hustle Town.
Hey.
So just know, man, we're gonna always be out and about, pushing the flags, man. And I urge everybody to support, follow, and take advantage of the networking that comes along with these pop-up shops and these events, because you're not just anywhere. You're at movers and shakers and businesses actually being done.
Yeah, indeed.
So look, Larry, man, every week, I give you an opportunity to share with our audience behind the scenes of what goes into not only producing our podcast, but finding the outstanding guests that we have every week. So if you wouldn't mind sharing, could you talk a little bit about the process that you went through to help us find this week's guest?
Yeah, the thing is that we had an opportunity to meet at another networking event. I was at an event with the Carter brothers. I've spoken at different millionaire events that they've had, but then they hosted a happy hour about a month ago. And, inside the happy hour, energy got a match when you're meeting the different people. You can find the right type of people. So we had an opportunity, today's guest and I, we had an opportunity of sharing a conversation. And through that conversation, finding out that she in her job is services in the real estate area as well. And so just building that. And then I think this past weekend while we were out of town, she actually participated in the homebuyer seminar that Brooks and Davis was hosting at Bethel's Family Church. So, that relationship has grown. And so immediately I asked her to be a part of the show because that type of energy is what we need on here. Now, it would have been amazing to have her and the husband in the studio today, but of course they're at home, so we're practicing this virtual thing, which is, I think it's only our third time ever doing it. So over 2 years, we're excited about it ourselves. So we're going to rock and roll with it. And Rick, I want you to introduce our guest.
Oh, no, without any further ado, I would like to introduce this week's guest.
Yeah.
She is one of the foremost experts in home staging and home marketing here in the greater Houston area. I want to thank her so much for carving some time out of her busy schedule, because on a Thursday, we know in the real estate industry, that's leading up to open house weekend. So no telling what she had to move around on her schedule to be able to sit in with us for a half an hour.
Yeah.
She is not only the foremost expert, like I mentioned, but she is the owner and founder of Evie and Company LLC Home Staging. Thank you so much for sitting in with us, Miss Leonie Hunter. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Now I have to mention the dope background where you are right now.
Yes.
So, and the reason why I wanted to mention that because I think sometimes for those in the home selling community, those people who are thinking about listing their homes, because it's so competitive right now in the city of Houston as far as homes that are on the market, what consumers are looking for as far as what they're purchasing, that they're definitely taking stock in who they reach out to.
Correct.
As far as who stages their home from a real estate perspective so that they can get that maximum value. So, Ms. Hunter, please share with our audience what it is that you and your husband do at EV and Company LLC and what value you offer to the community.
So at EV and Company LLC, we are a home staging and redesign firm. And basically what that means we use one of the most effective tools in real estate, most effective marketing tool in real estate, which is home staging. It really allows you to get top dollar on your property and keeps it on the market for as little time as possible. So we work tirelessly to make sure that our product, from beginning to end, from the time you reach out to us to the time we destage and stage your next property, that you have a resort-like experience. We want to make sure that we revolutionize home staging in the real estate market, and that's what we work to do all the time.
Like that resort style.
Come on.
And I got to ask you, Larry, because as not only a broker, but as one of the foremost real estate marketing experts in the Houston area over the last 20 years, could you talk about, from just a realtor's perspective, how competitive it is to get those choice listings in those hot neighborhoods, and how having someone like Ms. Hunter on your team can put you in a position to win those listings?
It's a
those
given
listings.
nowadays. You
Right.
know, it's crazy because back in the year, if you asked me 5 years ago, it was still a toss-up if you actually needed someone to come in and help your clients either not physically declutter, but give them an understanding on what stage it could do to an empty home, or if someone has furniture that may not be appealing, what the proper furniture and staging, or the architect. I look at stagers as artists, right? They're able to visualize something and put it in motion that's going to allow your property to move quickly. It's not like it used to be. It used to be an option. Now it's a must. If you want to move something in these particular times or units, or something at a maximum price range that most people want right now. So,
and I have to ask you this, Ms. Hunter, because I'm sure in our audience there's going to be a lot of first-time home sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Those who've never had their home on the market for sale before.
And they may not necessarily consider that once you take all of your personal furniture out, that is now just an empty home. Could you speak to those who don't have much experience with home staging, as far as the true value of staging a home, so that when prospective buyers come in, you can give them an idea of how the home lives?
Yes, and there's so many points I can go over, but I'm going to try to keep it brief. But one of the main points I could think of is when it's the statistics say that if you spend about 1% to 1.5% of your listing price on home staging, you should see about a 5 to 15% return on your investment.
Oh, wow, that's deep.
So that a lot of people think, I don't want to put this money up front or something like that. But understand that when you put money into staging, you can't redo a first impression. Yeah. And once you do that, you want to make sure you set a lasting and a really strong impression. Yeah. And when you stage, it's always less expensive than your first price reduction. Just remember that.
Come on now. No, it's like this. That's how you go in there with your pitch right there, though.
Right. This is going to always be more affordable than your first price.
No doubt about it. Listen.
No, and I have to ask you this, Ms. Hunter, because like Larry mentioned earlier, for gentlemen on
our side of the desk, we look at people like you as like almost an artist in a way.
Right.
How did you realize that you had an interest in not just staging, or realize that you had an eye for decorating and how to efficiently maximize the presentation of a particular space?
So I'll break that up into two parts. I've been doing interior design since high school. Like even in the very beginning, there was helping members in my church with their redesigns of their bedrooms and their bathrooms and things like that. Just trusting me to work with my skills, even then that weren't underdeveloped, but I still had an eye. And then just doing it on the side for the longest, like we'll get into later with when I was working my 9-to-5 job, just doing design on the side, and not really didn't even know what home staging was. I didn't realize that there was a specific market in design carved out in real estate, and how it really does. I'm able to maximize my skills in design and my love for business. And once I found that out in like 2018, 2017, is when I really was like, oh, this is my lane and I'm about to go in on this lane.
Because I mean, I'm so proud of how your business has evolved in such a short time to do such great things for so many people. Yeah. And when we come back from our break, I want to talk to you about what your life was like before you made that conscious decision to get involved as far as being a businesswoman and entrepreneur, and what was almost like the tipping point that let you know the place is here and the time is now.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W. Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
Rent to own is not a myth. Turn your rental payment into a down payment with Divvy Homes and the Prime Real Estate Network. All you need to qualify is a 550 minimum FICO score and $40,000 in annual income. If you've worked your current job for at least the last 6 months and you can prove that you have $2,000 in the bank, your dream of home ownership can become a reality. Please direct message, call, or email the Prime Real Estate Network today and learn more about this exciting new program.
Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, we pride ourselves every month in having tons of events. So take a look at this calendar. If you see something you want to be a part of, you see an opportunity to come out and network with realtors, partners, and affiliates of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, we cordially invite you, and I'll see you at these events. Are you interested in a career in real estate? It may be an inspector, maybe mortgage, maybe even title work. Or maybe you focused in and you want to become a licensed realtor. I'd like to invite you out to Brooks and Davis Real Estate Career Night. So please feel free, take a look at this flyer, hit that QR code, and join us at the Real Estate Career Night. And of course, you can always RSVP at 713-665-8329. See you at the event.
Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. Please, I urge you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just simply search for the Prime Real Estate Network, like, subscribe, and share. And you can also follow the podcast on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Network. As always, my co-host is the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Pure Hustle himself, Larry W. Brooks.
Yep.
What's going on, Larry?
Hey man, enjoying the show, man. Everything is rolling and flowing exactly how it's supposed to. And the beauty of it is that I
know that sometimes people don't understand the staging process or they don't take it as serious. Mm-hmm. So having an impactful guest like we have one today, being able to share that process is amazing.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that always comes to my mind is I know that a lot of times when I've had people, sometimes I want them to declutter something, or I'm having a move-up buyer, which they selling their property, they've moved, they've closed, they have the home that's vacant, but they haven't gotten rid of some of the items. And so one of my questions would be to, I guess, is that, how is it that is that something that you give them advice on, or is there a site that you think that would help them or allow them, or what is your theory when you're trying to get them to get rid of some things so that they can have the right type of things in place?
Okay, so that's a great question. Many times when I go into homes, especially if it's an occupied stage, they're like, they have attachment to their things, or they may want to get rid of some things, and we can work in either scenario. What we do is we can recommend places where marketplaces where you could sell it. So like OfferUp or Facebook Market, or we also recommend putting it in storage, because what we do with our occupied home staging is if your sofa is a little bit outdated or it doesn't bring the space together, we will bring one of our sofas in, or we will bring whatever pieces of furniture and mix it with yours, so that you don't have to clear everything out of your house, or we don't have to work with things that may not necessarily bring the best value to the look of the space. So we work with any of those situations. So we normally recommend just put it in storage, and we'll bring some stuff in to replace it.
Sounds good.
Outstanding, man. I want to give a
big shout out to everyone who's just now chiming in on the Facebook live stream
and the IG live stream. Welcome to this week's show. I want to introduce all the people who just chimed in to this week's guest, the owner and founder of Evie & Company, LLC, Ms. Leonie Hunter. Thank you so much. In our first segment, you spoke a little bit about how you've always studied design as early as high school.
Right.
So that just leads me into wondering, what was your life like before you became a business owner, entrepreneur, and businesswoman? What did you do before you started to evolve into the business person that we see before us today?
Yes, it took a long journey. I didn't go straight from high school to college and into interior design. I took a longer road because there was insecurities in me that that I had to work through. And I'm glad I went through those things first so I can get to this place where I am more confident in my business ability and in my design ability. And so after college, I went into work. I moved to Texas. I'm from California. I'm from California originally.
Okay.
And I moved to Texas in 2012. And I started working at the University of Texas as a community development specialist. And basically, I planned events and I helped to bring awareness of policies that negatively affected communities of color in Austin.
Okay.
So that was my day-to-day job, and I loved it. I have a social work heart. I love serving. I love policy. I love policy briefs. I love research and all that stuff. But that wasn't my call. As I said, I've been doing interior design since high school, and I didn't feel like that was serious enough for me at the time, but it kept calling me, it kept pulling me. And I decided to end the 9 to 5 cold turkey and go straight into the staging business.
One of the things that Larry and I like to ask every entrepreneur that we have opportunity to interview on the show is, when you think back to some of your earliest memories, were there members of your family, your inner circle, or someone that had an influence over you at that early stage that may have been a business owner, that may have given you an example of what it would be like to own your own business, to promote your own brand, to be your own boss? When you think back, is there anyone who you think may have influenced you in that way?
So nobody specifically in my family, but I gain inspiration from just about anywhere, like especially TD Jakes is one of my greatest inspirations, just his story and where he's come from and what he's built. And having hard workers in my family is an inspiration, but specifically for business, it literally could just be from anything. And a lot of my inspiration comes from just the ability to create jobs and create places of employment for people to have a better work-life balance. That was what really inspires me.
You know what I've always found is there are great entrepreneurs when it comes to, or people that make great entrepreneurs that are much like yourself. Like you said, you come in with a servant's heart. Like you care, you have a social worker mentality when working with people and making sure that they have a better understanding about the process. And in what you're doing, breaking it down to people so that they understand the value of the expertise that you bring is a given. It has to be done. So I can most definitely tell that's why you've seen so much of your growth and why you and your company are building the way that y'all are.
Thank you so much.
And and I have to ask you this as well, because your story is just so inspirational, and I'm sure so many members of our audience is going to see themselves in you and your story. So is there something back when you were working in Austin that you could pinpoint as almost like a breaking point for yourself, or the leverage moment when you made the decision that this is something that's been on my heart since high school, I'm ready to commit to myself and take the plunge? Is there anything from that you could just spotlight and pinpoint that you feel like was like the moment you made the decision?
Yes, absolutely. It's clear as day. It's my why. Right. And for me, business has always been something that I love to do, or operations, logistics. I don't know why. That's just something I'm into. Excel spreadsheets. I love it. So that's something that has always been what I've wanted to do. Never wanted to work a 9 to 5 my entire life. And so when the turning point came for me, it was easy because I already wanted to be in business. But when I was working my 9 to 5 at UT, my husband and we got pregnant, and I was really, really sick. The pregnancy wasn't going well for me, and we ended up having a miscarriage. But during that time, I had no control over my time. I was getting in trouble for not being able to come into work. I wasn't able to really focus on the job. And my husband and I said, never again will we not have control over our time. And about maybe less than a year later, I ended up quitting my job and starting my business.
Wow, that's amazing. Larry, how many times have we heard some of the most talented professional business women and entrepreneurs share a similar story to every time that they had to make a decision between family and work, the people that they worked for could not respect the fact that they had to make time for family.
No doubt about it.
How often have we heard that?
Quite often. And you know, the one of the other things about it, Rick, is that, you know, I always say, or
You always hear people say, pressure either busts pipes or makes diamonds.
Absolutely,
And
always.
in this case, she was able to make a diamond out of the pressure of losing their job and not wanting to be there, or them not respecting that the opportunity of the illnesses or all the things that you have to go through when you bring your life into this world. You bring life into this world. I think sometimes people miss that. Like, that's a miracle within itself.
Right, and it's just amazing, and it's just so unfortunate that you had to
make those type of decisions.
Right.
But it kind of speaks towards what Larry said, that pressure allowed you and your family to make adjustments that's helped you all prosper in the future. So I think that's great.
It was the best decision ever made.
For those in our audience that are real estate professionals, realtors, brokers, who are interested in introducing not only yourself, your company, but also your entire brand to their office and all the real estate professionals that work with them, how can those people get in contact with you to schedule a consultation, and how can they follow you on social media?
Yes, so you can email me. Best form of contact for consultations is staging@evYandco.com. Our phone number is 713-904-1449. And you can follow us on social media at EV and Company. Company is spelled out.
Absolutely. You know, because you have so many things that you have coming up on the horizon. So please share with our audience when they follow you on Instagram and keep up with the movement, what they can expect from EV and Company in the future.
Okay, so what you can expect from EV and Company is we're going to be releasing our continuing education course for real estate agents. So you'll be able to get 3 credits for a 3-hour course for any elective classes that you need. So that's on EV and Company side. And we got, just work coming up, some design and stuff that we could share, just our projects and stuff like that. But also on the Leonie Hunter side, I'll be launching a YouTube channel focused on business development. And you can hear more about my story. You can hear more about how I grew this business, because there's principles across any service-based business that you should follow, no matter if it's staging, cleaning, or whatever. So I'm going to be talking about those things as well.
Wow. I want to thank you so much for carving some time out your schedule. I'm sure people who are not necessarily in your industry does not understand how busy Thursdays can be for you, as far as planning, logistics, transportation, for everything that's going on this weekend. So thank you so much, Ms. Hunter, man. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Yeah. And if your schedule would ever permit, we would
love to have you in studio with Larry and I one day.
I would love to, and I can bring my husband, and he can talk about the tech side of EV and Company, because we're bringing it up to the new school.
hey, well, you make sure you let him know that you committed with him on camera.
I'll let him know.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much, man. Texas Real Estate King, Mr. LarryWBrooks.
Yeah.
I know you got a little bit you want to share with the audience before we sign off, brother. So let them know what's going on this weekend in the world of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm.
We do, man. A lot of things are going on. Of course, we're
great calendar of events that I've already played out when it comes to Brooks and Davis, but I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm going to be hosting a pop-up shop. It's going to be with the Houston Black Association of Investors. So,
right.
Created by Nikki, one of our past alumni, and her team at the Braden Group. And so I'll be hosting a Pure Hustle booth at the event. So for those of you that have been looking for opportunities to get the Pure Hustle merch, make sure that you stop by, come by the booth. You'll probably see the flyer. It has the address on it that's popping up. In addition to that, it's going to be at the Hyatt Hotel, which is downtown Houston, Texas.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then on the next flyer that you probably see popping up at this time, I'm going to be hosting an event with actually one of our past alumni as well, Yummy.
Oh, yes, I saw that. Absolutely.
It's going to have a little comedic flair to it, I'm sure.
Yes.
But that's going to be on Sundays.
They're having a grand opening at a new bar new bar/lounge on the north side of town.
Of 1960, no doubt.
1960. So
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to being at that event as well.
Oh, no, and then I would be remiss if I didn't invite everyone in the audience
to our Prime Real Estate Network first-time home buyer spotlight property. I'll be hosting an open house this Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. You'll see the MLS listing on the screen now. If you are represented by an agent, schedule a showing. If you don't have an agent, stop by the open house. It'll be from 12 noon to 2 p.m. this Saturday. The address of the home is 2927 Hackamore Hollow Lane. I'll be there personally hosting this open house, and I want to invite and welcome everyone in the audience to attend. On behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W.
Brooks, I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning in to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. In the meantime, in between time, if you need us, we only a text, DM, inbox, or email away. And until next Thursday, everyone out there, be safe and be blessed.